What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today we are here for the Austrian sprint race, and as you can see here, in the sprint race it is expected that it will be raining at the middle of the race. So it is quite a tricky situation for us as we are going through the practice session, and now we will be going for the qualifying session. We are adjusting the setup for the final time and we are now heading to this qualifying session, but as you can see here, our gearbox is already 69% wear and our IC is always 61% wear. So it is a tricky situation because now we do not have the ideal components to race in the sprint race, and so now even if we do some good laps in the qualifying, we will have to take some grid penalty because we have to change those components. Those components cannot run for the entire sprint race and afterwards the main race. So we just for a banker lap, and later we went to the garage and changed the component, which resulted in a grid penalty, and so we will not be starting anywhere near the middle of the grid. And as you can see, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz got the top 3 positions in the Q1 session. And now here in the practice 2 we are still making some improvements and earning some points so that we can improve our R&D session. As our teammate is not contributing much, however, we develop an upgrade of monocoque structure. So now we will be heading to the race as Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Perez, Norris, Alonso, Ricardo, Esteban Ocon are just top 10. So it is a good performance from the Alpine team as they are heading in the top 10, and as you can see here it is 5 red lights and away we go for the start of this Austrian sprint race. And as you can see, our indicator has again showed up that the IC component of our engine is in a very critical stage. So now we have to be careful about that also as we just go past some of the cars, and now we are at P18. So it is a quick start for us as we have to jump past some of the cars so that we can at least gain some quick positions here, as Latifi is just coming behind us, but we just managed to make a deep dive down the inside of several cars, and now we are at P13. We just had a collision with Magnussen, but it is what it is because neither of us got any damage. So yeah, it is hard racing guys, it is hard racing. This is how we race in the sprint race because here every position matters, as Magnussen just goes for a switchback, which is a classic Haas thing, as we do not have the technical capabilities to do such things. And now as you can see here, Schumacher is just behind us and we are getting some tank slappers in the middle of this corner. So it is a difficult thing as Magnussen is just trying to pull away from us, but we are using the DRS so that we can at least gain some advantage and claim to the DRS of Magnussen so that we do not lose much positions here. However, in the sprint race only the top 8 positions get some points, so it is a far-fetched dream for us because right now we are nowhere near the top 10 positions because ultimately our car is just a back marker car now and it is just driving horribly at this point of the season. But right now our main aim is to get at least some points in the sprint race. I know it is a far-fetched dream because our car is not at a performance level which can compete with the other teams, but we will be competing as we are just trying to get past Magnussen. However, we just put our car on that outside curb, which is like crazy thing because we do not have any grip on that curb, so we just offset our balance, which resulted in losing about a couple of tenths of a second. So yeah, that is not just a very good thing considering the point where we are at this race. So we need to keep chugging along as we need to fight with whatever limited resources we are having, as we are just depleting the ERS level because it is hard to gain the ERS, and also it is very hard to gain the DRS once we lose touch of it. So we are using whatever ERS we have so that we can at least be at about 1 second closer to Magnussen. And now I'm sensing an opportunity to go for an overtake, but we think the better of it as Magnussen just makes a mistake at the T1, so we just slide inside at that corner so that we can at least now gain the P13 position. So it is a quick recovery and a quick drive from us as we are just trying to gain as many positions as we can. Again you can see that the rear end of our car is very loosey, so we cannot just put the throttle as we like because it is difficult to control the car if it goes for a half spin. So there are some issues with occurrence of tank slappers, I can say. See, again there is a bit of control at the steering, so you need to just adjust it so that the car stays in a straight line and does not veer away towards any other thing. So now we are behind Guan Yu Zhou, who is about 9 tenths in front of us. So it is a competing battle because now we need to compete with others so that at least we can get into the top 8 position, but at least for our pride and for the sponsors' pride. As here you can see just the Haas driver just goes past through us, and it was an aggressive overtake, but it is what it is because Kevin Magnussen is known for being aggressive and very assertive in claiming his position, so we can expect that from Magnussen here. So GG's to him for that overtake, but we will also not um, leave our pride behind that overtake. So now we will also be trying to make some moves here. As you can see, another Haas of Mick Schumacher is just flying past us because the Haas is powered by the Ferrari engine, which is still very powerful than the Renault engine which is powering our car. So we need to be quick in our overtakes, and as you can see here, we just went right inside Mick Schumacher so that we can at least claim some position. And it was a nice overtake because we just went for a dive bomb and Schumacher just left enough space for us to go through, as the Alpha Tauri is now competing with the Haas to claim some positions. As you can see here, there is a yellow flag. So who could it be? It is Guan Yu Zhou. So what happened with Guan Yu Zhou? Right now we will see here. So he just looped the car by itself, by maybe he aggressively pulled the throttle, and which resulted in him in going for a 360 spin. So it is unfortunate for the young driver, so maybe he can recover from that. Currently he is I think in P15, so he needs to get past us very quickly, as Gasly just overpowers us through his superior straight line speed from the Red Bull engine, but we get the DRS. And so Gasly is just putting us off the road and he's just leaving us enough space to have the four wheels on the track. So it is a very aggressive driving from Gasly, but it is what the AlphaTauri lineage has in them. So despite those challenges, we overtake Gasly, as we made a clean move without any damage to us, neither to Gasly. So yeah, we are learning the tricks of the trade and we are just implementing them on the people who are just champion materials in this season. So yeah, this is how we race, and Gasly is still 2 tenths behind us, so he's getting the DRS and he's probably trying to make a move here. So again we leave him enough space and fair play, because hopefully we do not make contact, but yeah, we made the slightest of the contact and we just went off the road. So this incident has made the race quite wide open. As you can see, Schumacher and Bottas are competing to overtake us, as they have a superior engine, so it is very easy for them to maintain the straight line speed. We were just pushed outside the track because it is not a place where three cars can go together, so someone has to bail out, and it was us, unfortunately. But yeah, we just stick back right behind the diffuser of Bottas, and you can see here there is a train forming, so we need to overtake someone ahead of this train so that we can clean some positions, as we just send one inside the Alfa Romeo. And now we have Guan Yu Zhou, who is just leading in front of us despite having the 360-degree spin. So it is a good competition from us, as we are just fighting above our belt, because these teams are superior to us, except the, I think Aston Martin is closer to us in the R&D chart. So yeah, as you can see here, Daniel Ricciardo has a failure of engine, so it is a poor day for the Honey Badger, as he has to DNF in this Austrian sprint race. So but it would be an understatement to just ignore him, because he is a champion material and maybe he can improve his performance in the feature race, which is tomorrow. So now here again in the lap 10, you can see here we are just behind Guan Yu Zhou, who is 3 tenths ahead of us. So now we are sensing an opportunity to give a dive bomb, as we are just learning the tricks of the trade. And now we are just making our move. As you can see, we just went inside the Alfa Romeo, and Bottas also goes through, and now the Alfa Romeo are squabbling together to claim the position. So now this gives us leeway to just run away from them. So we need to put our car in the right place at the right time, and not just get DNF, or maybe because our engine is prone to failure because the IC is 64%. So yeah, it is a tricky situation for us, but as you can see, again we got a massive tank slapper. So the car is really unstable, or maybe just we are going through the curbs. So we need to improve our driving, maybe, or maybe the setup of the car to suit itself to our driving, as Bottas just went ahead of us for a fraction of a second, but again we just reclaim our position. I know it is aggressive, but it is how the backmarkers team have to play, because they do not have the superior performance, as we just go into the runoff area for a brief moment of time and Bottas just overtakes us. So yeah, karma. Where is karma? We just through the runoff area. So yeah, Charles Leclerc wins the sprint race. So Ferrari are having a field day here at the home ring of the Red Bull team. So it is a dominant display from the Ferrari man Charles Leclerc, and maybe Red Bull can throw a punch tomorrow at the feature race. We'll have to wait and see. As we finish this sprint race and we go P15, yes, P15 guys. So now we are making certain inroads because earlier we used to finish in P17, P18, so now it is a good thing that we finished in P15. Charles Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Norris, Alonso and Ocon. So the Alpines have scored some points in this sprint race. So yeah, they are just performing very well, Alpine team. As we are at the not so good position, but yeah, we'll have to take some engine penalty because our IC is in a very bad situation and we cannot compete with this IC. So yeah, it is a tough decision to make, but do we make it? No, we do not. We will have to take the risk because we are in P15 position and it is very hard to gain those positions. So we will not be replacing our IC and we will be seeing how we can perform with that IC in the future race. Subscribe to the channel and we will meet again at the Austrian GP tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching this video.